Difficult situation to bring in 15 to 17 young players and try, T, as you know, in your days of playing, try to teach them a system in about 4 practice sessions.
Talk about that blender. The reason you're going to see it quite often in the league is because it's hard to defend, especially when you have really good outside shooters. That corner 3 we talked about, that ball just moves and finds the shooter.
How about that shot? Lonnie Walker off his back leg. Marquise Bolden out of Duke. He's a 3-year player for Coach K. He was mostly a kind of a defender and a shot block artist. 58 blocks last year, but a nice hoop down low inside.
Yeah, but what he just did a minute just now on that block shot is what he can do well. He can get better at.
Samanic showing his big strides to the rim. Spurs fans are probably applauding. That was a great move, left side of the basket. Windler, by the way, T, 4 of 5 in his NBA debut. Now, granted, it's summer league, but 9 points. He's knocked down a 3-pointer as well. Little Windler and Samanic battle going on here in Salt Lake City, and you're almost like, in some ways,
you're penalized.
You're penalizing your damaged goods if you're not out after 1 year of college basketball.
I don't agree with that entirely. I think if you're damaged goods if you weren't good at 18, 19. But the minute you drop down to where Windler was drafted in the late 20s, almost 30, or Wesley undrafted, or Malcolm Brogdon 2nd round, or as we'll see in the second game today with 3 Jazz players who are all 4-year college players, or in the case of the kid from Yale, 3 years and a PG year, then it maybe doesn't matter as much. Then you're just coming in at that skill set of what you're capable of doing at that point, and you're not projecting them to be vastly different players than they are at this moment.
Ooh. And we got a hard foul down on the baseline, into the standard, but up. Samanic drops it. Coming up on a minute left in the third. Still a tight game. 65-63.
Beautiful no-look by Morris.
Make that 67-63 off the Spurs bucket. Samanic tried to go inside. T could not finish. The ball knocked away. Ledbetter goes to work against Long. Spins out of trouble. Ball deflected. Samanic goes baseline. And the ball again comes loose.
Well, you talk about, you and D-Lock talked about Dylan Windler putting on some muscle. Samanic's the same thing.
Samanic, nice pass down low inside. Timeout. Eubanks gets the pass and puts it in for 2, and the Spurs open up a 9-point advantage in a timeout called by the Cavs. Samanic, little bump, trying to muscle inside on a pivot, hangs it up, scoop it, and he traveled.
Yeah, he could use at least 10 more pounds for that one, for that move, D-Lock. You talk about Coach Belon, you know he's knowledgeable about the game, and I think if you asked him, he would tell you that there's always an adjustment period, but it's still basketball, and he's at a time we've talked about that he's trying to build a team with guys who understand what he's trying to get done.
Luka Samanic
Shot that one pretty well.
sure did. Wide open, nice follow through. Well, you look at this crowd that's in the building. It was nice to start on the early game. It's going to be big on the back end tonight for the Jazz. Samanic